All right, let's go. Floor is yours, Mr. Actually.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Ben. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for this session. This session is on the Accor Global Enrollment for 2026. And we'll be covering what this offer is, what the promotion is, and if, let's say, if you're a property that is currently working on Cvent, then how can you take advantage of this offer, which is running all throughout the month of October. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Akshay Saxena, and I'm the Regional Sales Director and the Corporate Account Director for Accor. I work very closely with Accor's Paris office. And I also work, because I'm based out of Dubai, so I work very closely with Matthew and Ben here in Dubai. Now, most of the hotels on the call today, I imagine, would be from Europe and North America. And I'm sure you would be in touch with your particular account manager, and that's absolutely the way to go. So the person that you're speaking with, they are the country level account manager. They are very well versed with your particular property, your particular destination. Like I said, I take care of some of these global initiatives and global project like this one for every property globally. So whatever you see on the webinar today, if there are any follow-up questions, if you want to understand this a little bit more, which is more specific to your hotel, to your market, feel free to reach out to your account managers. If, let's say, you're not in touch with them, or you're a property which is not currently marketing or working with Cvent, but it is something that you want to evaluate for next year, you can, of course, reach out to me and I can put you in touch with the right person there. So the agenda for today is for those of us who are new, I don't think there'll be many, so I'm going to run through this part, which is going to be an introduction of Cvent as a platform. And then we'll cover four products that are part of this global enrollment that we've launched. It is live already until 31st of October. It is based on the main product that is part of this campaign are the diamond listings, which is our marketing packages, which is the backbone of any marketing that you do on Cvent. Along with that, we've also included three tactical products which we feel are very relevant to most of the Accor properties globally. Now, three products fall under the attract mice business. So they allow you to get more RFPs, incremental RFPs for your hotel. And these are diamond listings, RFP showcase, and group pipeline indicator. And then we have one product, smart custom proposal, under the convert mice business. Towards the end of the webinar, I'm also going to do a live walkthrough of how do you participate in this enrollment form. So after this webinar, there will be a follow-up email with a recording with this deck and the link for that survey where you can put in your details and it'll give you different options. So we'll do a quick walkthrough. And like I said, I want to cover this as soon as possible and have enough time for question and answer. So Cvent is a 26-year young company, and we're the biggest company out there. Irrespective of how you want to look at this, either from the sheer volume of RFPs that is sourced through our platform or the number of meeting planners that are using us. We are the biggest platform to get you electronic RFPs at the lowest cost of sale, international RFPs. We've been there for a while. We are a truly global platform. So we have business coming from all part of the world, sourced to all different location on the platform. The easiest way to think of Cvent is to think of it as a channel that fosters communication between you, hospitality professionals on the right, to our planners and marketeer that use our event management software. So Cvent, actually, majority of our business is not on the hospitality side. It's on our product offering to our corporates and to a third party. It's an event management software tool. So, any major third party or a major corporate, whenever they're planning an event, they would require some sort of software, some sort of automation tool, such as registration, email marketing, check-in, check-out, web survey. So in that regard, they buy the Cvent event marketing product suite. And in that process, when they're looking to host that particular event and they're looking at hotels to send that RFP, That's when they come on the Cvent supplier network. As you can see, last year there were 3.1 million RFPs that were sourced through the platform for a total amount of close to 18 billion US dollars. Again, like I said, if there's anything that you find that you want to understand more relevant to your market, you can of course reach out to us, and we can do this just specific to your property. Now, our product offering to our hotel partners is basically divided in one of these four larger buckets. We have products that allow you to attract more MICE business, convert that business, manage or improve that business. Now, for the purposes of this global enrollment, like I said, we've identified four major products which we feel are most relevant to most of the properties. Three of them are on the attract. So they are basically you proactively marketing your property and getting those incremental leads. And then one of them is to increase your conversion percentage from the platform. We work with all type of meeting planners, as you can see, any major third party or direct corporate planner that you can think of. I personally feel the biggest value add that we provide to a lot of our partners is at the bottom of the screen, which is to get you in front of incremental planner customers, right? These are planners that worth your attention, but they're probably not big enough that are in your radar, right? It's probably an organization which is only doing 2 or 3 very qualified event for you. But without an online platform like Cvent, it is virtually impossible for you to identify and target those planners, right? They don't attend any of the trade shows, and it's basically very hard unless you have visibility on the platform to get in front of this incremental RFP flow. And because of all the planners that have been using us for all these years, you see this picture perfect graph where we started in 2008 with 50 million of sourcing. 2019 was 18 billion. Last year, we are already at pre-pandemic level. And this year, our projection is to close this close to 20 billion US dollars in overall sourcing. Now, with that, we move on to the products that are part of this global enrollment. And of course, we'll start off with the diamond listing, which is really the heart of the entire promotion. So the diamond listings, as you know, it has multiple offering. It allows you to increase your visibility on the sourcing platform. This is you opting into search engine marketing on our sourcing platform. So instead of being shuffled with other non-participating basic property that might be on page number 10 or page number 20, you secure your placement among other advertiser. That means more visibility, more people are looking on your profile. And when they come on your profile, you have more content to provide so that you can get their attention and their RFP. And of course, we track each and every RFP which is going through the platform. So if you are an existing customer, you obviously are in touch with your account manager already, so you can run those reports, see because of this investment, because of this of this particular listing, how much year-over-year increase you've seen in terms of sourcing, in terms of awarded business, any ROI parameters that you want to track. On the right-hand side, what you see, and most of you would be familiar with this, is our sourcing platform, is the Cvent Supply Network. When a meeting planner goes into the actual system to source and to look for different properties. Now, if you're a property on the webinar today, you fall in one of two buckets. Number one is you are an existing client that have your renewal up for renewal before October 2026. And the reason for that is, as you will see, that there are some huge incentives and promotions that we've launched for Accor hotels exclusively, and it's going to be live till 31st of October. And we wanted to make sure that any property can take advantage of this, not only property that has a renewal coming up, this month, next month, or December, but anyone that is up for renewal throughout this budgeting cycle. So that's bucket one. Or bucket two, maybe you are a property which is not invested onto any of the marketing elements on Cvent right now, but the data suggests and the data backs that there is a healthy use case for you to consider this and get a healthy ROI. And our recommendation is quite complex. We go and we look into a lot of numbers. We look at your property offerings, the amount of qualified business, market potential, what your comp set is doing. And based on all those factors, we then come up that out of all these hotels, these properties can potentially get a healthy ROI if they were to invest into any of these packages. So very quickly, our marketing packages are divided into 4-diamond, 3-diamond, 2-diamond, 1-diamond in that level. The most premium placement are the 4 and the 3-diamond because it gives you an additional banner ad that appears right in front of the meeting planner, and it also gives you the maximum probability of being on page number 1 or in the first few ranks of the search result. Why this is very important in a lot of our mature markets as well is because we've seen 75% of all the RFPs, so the entire 18 billion sourcing that we saw, 75% of that happens in page number 1 of search results only. And the best way to secure your placement in page number 1 is to be at a 4 or a 3-diamond. But then obviously, because these are banner ads, it's an exclusive inventory. Most of the markets, especially in North America, are sold out. So if you're not on a 3 or a 4-diamond already, chances are those markets will be sold out. And then if you talk about not so mature markets, maybe like a tier 2 or a tier 3 market in the US or in the Europe, that's where probably you don't even need a 3 or a 4-diamond. A 2-diamond would be good enough. And the recommendations that we've made has taken all of that into account. So when we go into the enrollment form, you will see what your current listing is and what the recommended listing is. But again, you have the option to choose your current listing, recommended listing, or any other option that you want to look into. Like I said, along with visibility, the other advantage that you get from the diamond listing is to get more content. So the idea is for you to showcase your property to incremental planners. And when they come on your profile, give them enough content so that they can send that RFP to you. And we can track this through numbers. These are global numbers, but of course, we can do a similar analysis for your market as well. On an average, what we've seen, a 4-diamond receives 40 times more RFP as a basic listing property. 3-diamond receives 30x, so on and so forth. So with that, now we move on to 3 of our tactical add-on products, right? So diamond listing is the main product in this promotion. But again, there are 3 more products that makes a lot of sense for a lot of properties, and you wanted to include them and have a limited time promotion as part of it. Number 1 is RFP Showcase, which is basically what we've heard from our planners is that planners sometimes they sort of struggle in not receiving enough responses from the hotels, right? There are a lot of turn down. They don't have enough responses that they can take back to their end client. Or maybe a planner is new. They have no idea about a particular market. They don't know which 7 or 8 hotels to copy that RFP to. And in that scenario, instead of sending that RFP and going through all the filters and doing the research, they just put that RFP on an RFP showcase platform. In fact, 51% of our planner organization that are sourcing have put an RFP to RFP showcase already. And this essentially becomes like an open bid for the city. So if you have subscription to this tool, you can log into RFP Showcase, you can apply different filters, you can look at events that fall in your need period. So let's say if you are looking for RFPs to drive some RFPs for the month of Feb or March, you can apply those filter, go through the list of RFPs that are qualified as per the inputs that you've provided, read that RFP, and if you like, claim that RFP and submit that bid. So a very strong tool to proactively go after new business that was not originally sourced to you. The second product that we've included in this campaign is the Group Pipeline Intel, which basically is a combination of multiple features or multiple products, as you will see. The main idea is to tackle a couple of main pain points that we've heard from hoteliers. We don't, so there are a lot of challenges around not having the right sort of intel when it comes to either having the right sort of intel for our planners, I mean, when we get RFP, we can read the RFP, but there's not much that we know about the actual meeting planner executive that is sourcing in your market. There's not enough information that you have for your comp set. How are you stacking as compared to your defined comp set? How are your rates as compared to them? And then, of course, we've seen, and especially true for properties that are receiving a lot of RFPs, is they're struggling with keeping up with the response standards. The idea is for you to respond as quickly as possible, but also provide a well thought after response that increases your conversion chance. So the group pipeline intel allows you to do exactly that. It allows you to, so it has multiple use cases, like I said. Number one, so there's a marketing element to it, wherein you can proactively look for qualified planners. There is intel aspect to it where you can stack up your performance as compared to your competitors. And then there's automation aspect that will allow you to respond to these additional RFPs that you've generated a lot more effectively. So three features that we're going to be discussing. Number one is Planner Navigator, and Planner Navigator will allow you to look at all the qualified and active planners in your market, planners that have sourced to you in the past, are not sourcing to you right now, or planners that you don't know at all, that have never sent an RFP to you. So based on the input that you put in Planner Navigator, that you're looking for events or if RFPs happening in this particular time period from this particular industry, for this size, so on and so forth, the system is going to give you a curated list of all the qualified planners that are your ideal prospect. And not only that, after that, the system will also give you um, an automated message that you can literally just go through, see if it makes sense, and then use it to proactively reach out to this curated list of planners that you've got. We've invested a lot on the AI aspect of it. It's our AI is called Cvent IQ, so we're investing into this platform every day to make those matches a lot more meaningful. And also with the automatic prospecting email, it also, what we are trying to do is you're not spending a lot of time, first of all, to figuring out what the right planners are, and then to figure out, individual outreach emails, basically automating that entire process. The second feature is the competitive dashboard, wherein you put your primary and secondary comp set, and then you get to see how are you stacking up in terms of source business, of water business, your fair share, also the ADR, what your ADR is as compared to your competitors. And finally is the automation piece, which is the RFP response assistant. And RFP response assistants look at your past proposal for the past 13 months, and then they match what you've responded in the past, what the best practices are, and then they fill in some of the most time-consuming questions that you will receive in your RFP, reducing the time taken for you to respond greatly, so that you can respond to more RFPs and you can spend your time better reaching out to the client and not filling out those long questions in the RFPs that you're receiving. So it's a combination of all, and basically the entire bundle is created to complete the entire RFP life cycle of proactively getting more RFP, seeing what are the best rates and best way to respond, and then having an automation tool to complete the response as well. And finally, the last product that is going to be part of this enrollment is the Smart Custom Proposal, which is more towards how do you increase your conversion. So these are your current proposals. This is how it looks like to a meeting planner. It's black and white, it's standard, but through if you apply, if you opt in for the Smart Custom Proposal, you have the option of elevating how it looks like visually. It becomes more attractive. And more importantly, you can put more content on your proposal, brand it for Fairmont or Raffles, what have you, and make it stand out and increase your chances of getting picked up and getting that attention from a meeting planner. Why this product is more relevant now than ever is because with the recent release, you can use the same Smart Custom Proposal for any proposals that you're sending out. So it's not only restricted to Cvent RFPs anymore, but any other electronic RFPs, any electronic proposals that you're sending out may be coming through any other source. The same Smart Custom Proposal can be used as a predefined template for any RFPs that you're sending. So the use case is much more than what it was earlier. So with that, that's a very quick run through of the products. If you have any questions, like I said, we're going to open the floor at the end for Q&A, but in between, use the chat functionality. If you need like a very detailed understanding of these products, a walkthrough, of course, you can reach out to me later on. We can have a one-on-one conversation. I can loop in your account managers. I wanted to very quickly, like I said, go through what the promotion of and the pro and the offer is, along with a quick walkthrough of the actual enrollment form. So what you see on the screen is the Accord 2025-2026 price. So there are a couple of things. There are a lot of things happening on this slide. I'm going to walk you through this. So first of all, Accor already enjoys highly discounted price as compared to a lot of other properties in the market. Accor is on our enterprise pricing. The 2025-2026 direct pricing, which is active from 1st of October already, it is going to be a 7 or a 9% higher than what it was last year. And this is based on the RFP flow that we see in the market. And it's basically accordingly to that increase. So the Accord pricing is increasing up to a 7 or a 9%. But again, just keep this in mind. It is still a lot lower than a lot of other properties out there. Now, through this global enrollment, you have an option of securing much lower price increase if you were to subscribe any of these listings through this form. If you so much so just take the global enrollment form, even for a single year, there's only going to be a 3% increase, and highly recommended. We've seen that most of the Accor properties, more than 90% of Accor properties, they tend to renew their packages every year because they've seen ROI. If you do that through the global enrollment, if you commit to either a 2 or a 3 year as well, there's 0% price increase. So it's basically offering the same price as it was last year. Now, the year-over-year increase in year 2 or year 3 of the agreement will depend on if you commit to a 2-year deal or a 3-year commitment. A 2-year commitment is going to increase by 3%. A 3-year is going to increase by 2% every year. But the most important thing to keep in mind, it is based on pay-as-you-go model, right? So even if you commit to a 3-year commitment, you are not paying everything right now. The invoices will be as per individual annual term. So the first invoice will only be for 12 months, so on and so forth. Also very important to keep in mind, if you're a property that is currently on a complimentary listing and looking to upgrade for the very first time, your term dates are going to be calendar year 2026, so January to December 2026. If you're an existing customer, and for example, you're up for renewal in February, your start date of the new term will still be 1st of March 2026. The invoice will also be next year. All you're doing right now is securing this lowest possible price that you will get for these listings throughout the year. There are some hotels that have probably taken multi-year commitment in 2022, 2023. So they've sort of avoided that year-over-year price increase because they basically secured the lowest possible increase. They've been our MYD customers for a while. And we wanted to make sure that they're not faced with the very huge jump because the Accor pricing is increasing every year around about 5, 7, 9%. They've secured a 2% for the last three years. So instead of having a steep increase, through this global enrollment, we are offering a lower price increase on what they paid last year. So whatever they paid last year, there's a slight increase on that. Is not very relevant to a lot of hotels here, but of course, there are a couple of them that are coming out of a multi-year commitment. So again, they will get the best possible rates through this enrollment form. And then for all the additional top-up products that we saw, there's a flat 20% increase discount. And for the Smart Custom Proposal, it's a bit higher, it's 25%. So to summarize, we went over a couple of products. We went over 3 products under the Attract My Business and one on the Convert My Business. And now I'm gonna very quickly go through the global enrollment form, the actual global enrollment form. So what you see on the screen is basically the link that you will receive as a follow-up. And this is basically branded by Accor and Cvent. Um, and it tells you uh, once you put in your details, so you put in your name, your email address, and it's an interactive enrollment form. It's the same one that we used last year as well. I'm just gonna, for the purposes of the demo, I'm gonna use uh, an RID code for this property. And then the form is gonna give you clear terms and conditions on each and every page. A couple of things to highlight, like I said, this form or this promotion is valid for any property which is up for renewal until October 31st, so covering the entire year, or any property that are currently on basic listing but are recommended to upgrade, they can take part of this as well. Once you submit this form, you are going to get a purchase summary email, an automated purchase summary email within 2 working days, which is like a direct agreement between the property and Cvent. However, the master agreement will be only one that will be signed by the Paris office. And based on what you select, there will be invoice that will be sent to the property directly. So once you submit the form, you get the confirmation there and there as soon as possible. And then finally, when your term date kicks in, you get the invoice according to your selection. Um, and the last date is 31st of October, like I said. So when you click on next, it is going to pick up the property name based on the hotel code that you're using. And it's going to give you a lot of information. You'll find for all the products, there are URL links. So if you're doing it after a week, if you want a quick refresher of anything, you can use those URL link. But it's going to tell you what your current listing is. When are you up for renewal? So this property is up for renewal in December, what market, metro area, and what the recommendation is. So for this property, the recommendation is to upgrade to a 2 diamond, and they have the option of doing anything. They can continue being on the same level. They can go a step higher. They can even try for a 3 diamond. However, you will see there's an asterisk that if a property wants to join the 3 diamond and if the inventory is not there, then automatically they'll be given a level lower. So if they apply for a 3 diamond and the inventory is sold out, they will automatically will be upgraded on a 2 diamond only. So I'm going to go with the 2 diamond with the recommendation, and I click on next to figure out what my pricing options are. Now you see at the top, this is the current Accor direct pricing, right? So if you were to contract directly, that's the price. And then you have 3 options to secure pricing from this firm. You either do this for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Now, because this property was up for renewal December, so this is going to be 1 year price, 10,217. You see, this is still lower than what the direct pricing would be. If they do 2 year, then there's additional discount. This is the year 2 discount, which is again pay as you go model. And the best possible option is year 1, lowest, year 2 again. And in this option, they are securing the lowest pricing for the next 3 years. You have the option of choosing 1, 2, or 3. So if I click on 3 and then have a look at all the terms that you'll also receive in your purchase summary email later on. Essentially, it says if it's a new property, then the subscription starts 1st of January, no matter what. But if you're a current existing property, then your subscription will start 1 day after your current expiration date. So up for renewal, let's say 28th of February, the new start date will be 1st of March. And it is going to be upfront only in 1 year increment. Like I said, pay as you go. When you click on next, and that's when we get on to the additional product stage. So again, URL for you to understand all of this better. GPI, there's a 20% discount. It is always going to be offered for a calendar year, 1 year. And then you have the option of accepting or maybe not interested. Same RFP showcase. discounted price. You can select this one if you like, Smart Custom Proposal, 25% discount, and I accept. And those are the payment terms, which are very standard. So it's going to be 1 year payment upfront. And then finally, you reach at the last stage, wherein basically you'll get the subscription summary within 2 days. You also have the possibility of, let's say, if you've submitted something that you want to change later on, once you receive that email summary, you can reach out to your account managers. We can reopen, we can make those adjustments for you. And this is where we are asking for the billing contact name and email address, because once you submit the form, if you remember, you will straight away receive the invoice directly, which is going to be billed to your hotel. We also want to make sure that we start working with your Cvent account, like the person who's in charge for Cvent account at your hotel, as soon as possible, and we start implementing these products. So we're asking for you to have to share the on like the person who's going to be in charge for your Cvent account, and our client services team will start implementing these products from the word go. And then finally are the terms of the agreement, which is exactly the same as you would find in your direct agreement. Any of the agreement that you sign, it's the same. So you go through this, you click on agree, you also say that you have the permission to submit, you're the right person that should be taking the survey. And overall high level terms, again, new subscription starts 1st January, existing 1 day after your current expiration, and it's a pay as you go model. And with that, we come back very quickly, and that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. A quick walkthrough of the products and the enrollment form. Like I said, this is something that you'll receive in the follow-up. But if you have any questions now, you can either send it through chat or unmute yourself, and we can have some time to discuss this.
Okay, I see one question. Daniel, please. Who is talking first? Oh, you want to go, Helen?
I'll go real quick.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Thank you. If our agreement is up not till next year, but we go through all this motion, I think I understood that you're saying that we won't get an invoice until it's up next year. Just wondering if a hotel desired the invoice right away, just given it's a big invoice, to set up a prepay situation, is that possible to get it today, even though the new renewal isn't until sometime in 26?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just let us know. It is like the standard terms for the enrollment form is as per your start date of like the new term. But if you want it to be sent sooner, just let us know. We'll have to process this as an exception, but it's going to be very easy on our part. So that shouldn't be a problem.
And would the term for payment not be until, say, 30 days after what would be the original due date, meaning May of 2026 is the renewal? We would have until June of 2026, no matter when you send us the invoice to pay.
So the payment is net 30 from when we send the invoice. So we can either send the invoice right now in November, right? In November, and then if you want to pay it right now, or we can send, when the new term starts, and it's going to be net 30 from that day.
Got it. Thank you.
I can jump in from here. First, thank you so much for setting this up. Appreciate the opportunity to ask some questions. So we have a 2-diamond membership that's going to come to expiry at the end of this year. So if I'm understanding this correctly, we just need to now enroll in the Accor agreement. And it will pick up exactly where this one leaves off, but it will secure us the preferred pricing by now renewing through this Accor membership. But everything for the account, including the profile and all that, just continues on. It's simply the billing and the discount that we're taking advantage of. But there's no real changes to the account if we just continue with our same diamond listing.
Absolutely correct. Yeah, and I should have mentioned that. Thank you for bringing this up. The only difference is the administrative side of things, right? It's how you contract with Cvent. The products, your profile, your account managers is absolutely the same, right? It's only how we are contracting. So instead of contracting for each and every Accor property individually, which is a lot of work, if we get into the global enrollment that we've managed to negotiate, and the Accor corporate office have managed to negotiate on behalf of all the properties, because there are a bunch of properties that are investing in these platforms. So essentially, it's like a bulk buy discount that we are able to offer, right? So instead of paying full price, if you contract it through this global enrollment, we're in a position to offer the bulk buy discount, which is essentially giving you the option, if you've been a customer for a while and if you decide to opt in for an MYD, to pretty much have a flat price increase. But you're right, everything else remains the same. It's just how you contract with us.
Okay, so all the terms are the same. It's just that by coming together as a group, all purchasing under the Accor bulk buy, that's what's allowing us to have the discount.
Exactly.
Great.
It's just, yeah, just think of it more of an administrative sort of how it works. I mean, for us personally, it saves a lot of administrative work for us as well. Instead of processing, 300, 500, 600 individual agreements, it's just one agreement. It's a lot automated, and that's where the bulk discount and pricing comes in.
Okay, and then generally, we are not supposed to sign for a multi-year invoice, but from the Accor side, are we okay to do that in this case, to sign up for a multi-year agreement for Cvent?
So from what I understand is, so we have properties that have signed up for 3 years. We have properties that have signed up for more than 3 years as well. When we last spoke, me, Ben, and Matthew, and this was around when we were running a similar enrollment form for event diagramming earlier this year. What we figured out for Fairmont, I think it's okay up to 2 years is okay from a corporate standpoint. After that, it's as per property. We still have properties, Fairmont properties, that are signing up for more than 2 years as well for some of the other products, and for diamonds as well. But I think overall 2 years is what for Fairmont is fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you, Daniel, for raising those questions. It's very interesting. I think it can benefit to everyone. So yes, the idea was really to present you today, and thank you, Akshay, to have a dedicated session for the Fairmont and Raffles Hotel. I think it's important that everyone fully understand what we are trying to do. Is just making sure the hotel can benefit from the Accor pricing, and using this time period of the survey where it is easier for everyone, for Cvent and for us, to manage the contracting and to benefit from those pricing. So as you see, we recorded the call today. We will share with you tomorrow an email with the 2 recording sessions for rest of the world and for the NCA call, with the PDF, with the information, and of course there will be the link of the survey with the deadline, and we will just follow up on it in the coming days, just to make sure that anyone that would like to benefit from those renewal and terms and pricing have the time to subscribe and to do it properly. So that was the idea today. Thank you all. If you have any other question, please feel free to jump or to write it on the chat. We can still take them with Akshay. So I think it's okay. I see people start to leave, so I guess it was clear. All right, so thank you very much, Akshay. Great session. We will share with everyone tomorrow an email with all the recap, the different recording, PDF links, so you guys are have the best option in order to subscribe and to sign with the survey. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Akshay. Keep in touch.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you for the call. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Matteo.